is up, my fellow things? Welcome to the Off the Edge podcast, joined here by my friend Slushy. Slushy, say hi.
Hi.
Howdy. But yeah, this is our podcast. Welcome. Slushy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself now?
A little bit about myself. I am 14 years old, of course. I am starting up a new YouTube channel soon. And a funny story. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting in class, right?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
sitting next to my friend Noah in algebra. I was leaning back in my chair and we were talking about fucking Fortnite or something. I don't know. I fucking fell back. My legs went flopping around in the air.
No way. It's actually pretty fire. All right. A little bit about myself if you guys are going to be watching this podcast on my channel. Um, I am 15 years old. Um, uh, this is my channel. I like doing YouTube videos. They're really fun. Um, here's a funny story. I got a really funny story, guys. So one day I was walking and I stubbed my toe. That's it. That's the whole story. Like, there's nothing else to it.
That doesn't sound very
Anyways,
funny.
anyways, it was painful. Trust me. But honestly, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about my own channel here, and then I'll give you the go ahead to talk a little bit about your channel. Um, what you can really expect on my channel is podcasts, of course. It's gonna be a pretty long podcast. I'm trying to get every episode to be around 15 to 20 minutes. Might be less because I am not good at thinking of things to talk about. I didn't even write a script. I'm just going ahead. I made that funny story off the top of my head. Even though I did stub my toe earlier, it was painful. Um, actually, I got a pretty funny story. So before Halloween, I was playing basketball with all you guys, and well, not the viewers, but you know, and our friends. Um, and I hurt my finger during basketball. And then we went to go to Spirit Halloween afterwards, and I slammed that same finger, and it was already like really hurting during the rest of that day. Then we went to go to Spirit Halloween afterwards, and I slammed that same finger in the door. And when I close the door, like the front door, I slam it. So my finger was bleeding, and I still haven't gotten it checked out. And it is November 11th. I That is not good. But anyways, back to my channel. Um, mainly podcast stuff, some news related content, and some gaming videos here and there that I want to create because I see gaming is one of those things that is probably the hardest thing to do on YouTube. You have to have money to buy games, you have to be good at a game, or you have to make it funny, you have to make it entertaining in some way. So I'll probably have some gaming videos. I'll try to get one up this week, like maybe on Minecraft or something like that. I don't really know yet. But yeah, that's basically what you can expect with my channel. Not any like top quality edits or the best content in the world. I mean, I don't really care about my own content here. Um, I'm just well, I do care about my content. I've worded that terribly wrong. Um, I I think yeah, I'm gonna shut up and let you tell a little bit about your own channel, Slushy. So go right ahead.
Well, basically, my own channel, it's not officially started up yet because of the sudden transition into this different state of doing all these other things, including this podcast with you. So eventually, I'll get the account started up, and I'm working on my first YouTube video right now. So anybody who's watching should expect a new release from me within the next 2 days.
Within the next 2 days. Sounds awesome. I'll make sure to watch that video. And once it is released, I will post the channel link and the video down in the comments, of course, so everybody can go and find that. Depending on when do you plan on starting up the channel tonight or later?
Well, I'll probably just start up the account today and then post the video later on.
Alright, so once you do that, I'll just go ahead and link the video down in the description where everyone can find me and our friends, because they will also be a part of the podcast. Because okay, another thing with this podcast is there will be guests that we come on, such as a few other YouTubers that you may know. You might not, but you may. But I'll still link their channels in the description so you can go check them out and subscribe if you like their content. Um, but yeah, we'll have guests on here all the time. And other than that, yeah. How you doing today, Slushy?
To be honest, bro, my day's been pretty boring. It's been pretty uneventful.
Same here. School's pretty lame, except we played soccer. But I have gym first bell, so it's like nobody's active, so it was like a waste of time. Me and somebody else are like the only active ones in there. Um, so it's kind of funny, how we came up with our channel names. You made mine and I made yours. But the funny thing is, my channel has absolutely nothing to do with drawing. I mean, I like drawing. It's a fun thing to do. I wouldn't say I'm the best in the world, but I'm not gonna be like one of those people that are like, oh, I can't even draw a stick man, blah blah blah. Like I'm not gonna be one of those people. I have a pretty okay feeling. What am I even saying at this? Um, I have a pretty good understanding of the anatomy and how to draw it. How about you? How about your artistic skills?
Um, well, I don't think mine are particularly good either. I think they're pretty average for what they are, but I definitely plan on getting better in the future for maybe something to do with content creation.
Yeah, I also would like to bring drawing into my content creation, such as animation. Animation is a big thing I want to do. 2D animation, 3D animation, all of that. I've actually tried learning how to use Blender and SFM, or Source Filmmaker, as you guys might know it. You probably know it either way. Um, but I tried learning both of them, and honestly, it's hard. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. But I'm still not like the best. What about you? Are you gonna try to do any animation type thing?
Yeah, and I've also been taking some inspiration because I think there's this guy on YouTube. His name is Alan something. I forgot his last name. But he animates these little stick figures and they do a bunch of random stuff and they fight. And I think that's really cool. So I was probably going to try to do something related to the topic of that.
I think I know who you're talking about. But yeah, I think animation is really hard, especially 2D animation, with when you have to draw, and plus you have to get all the equipment like drawing tablet, one of those pencils and stuff like that. You have to get all the equipment, blah blah, blah, the softwares, and then you have to learn, which is probably the hardest part. Um, because making a 60 frame per second animation is really hard. Now I've never personally tried to do a 60 FPS animation, but I mean I made flip books. Does that count? No, it doesn't. But what are so the news that I'm gonna be bringing on to the channel is just gonna be random stuff like, oh look, Lunchly, boom. That could be like 3 whole videos right there. Even though I'd be so far behind. Um, like on November 15th, I think it is. Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson. What do you think of that? I think Jake Paul's cooked, in my opinion.
I personally think that Jake Paul is probably gonna get knocked out within the first 10 seconds. If he doesn't, then it's rigged.
That I honestly I never saw what people saw in Jake Paul. I never actually watched him. When I was littler, I actually used to watch Logan Paul with my older brother until a bunch of stuff happened, like the Suicide Forest thing. That wasn't good. That brought down his reputation a lot. Um, what do you think about them? What do you think about the Paul brothers?
Well, I never watched them growing up. I didn't really find much interest in them to begin with, and I still don't, especially with what both of them are doing today. But I mean, I wouldn't say they're necessarily bad people. I just think they've made some questionable choices throughout their careers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there, but on to another topic. What? Why do you make YouTube videos? Like, what motivates you to make YouTube videos?
Well, most of it, I just enjoy the thought of somebody laughing happy when they watch my content. And I love making people happy, so it's just something that I'd love to do for until I can get bigger as in as a creator.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on there, but I'm gonna add on to it a bit. I think content creation, in my opinion, is fun. It adds extra steps to things you probably already do, and those extra steps are really fun. Other people getting to watch what you're doing and liking your videos and being like, "Oh, this video was so cool. You keep doing what you're doing." That is amazing to see people doing that. And then you got things like VidCon going all that. Even if you're a small creator, you still might get recognized, but not unless you do a face reveal and stuff like that, which I will make an announcement when I do something like that, but it won't be for a while. Which is another thing. I'm not really I don't really care about my subscriber count or how many views a video gets. Um I just think it's fun. Even if like 10 people see that video, boom, 10 people watched your video, those 10 people are happy. Good job. So, yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say about my content creation. What kind of video do you have in the works right now? Like, maybe give the viewers a little sneak peek.
Currently, I am trying to get up some VR content. Right now, I'm working on a spooky game. It's very spooky. It is going to be tiring, to say the least.
A horror game, I see. A horror VR game at that. Uh, I personally, I do not own a VR, but I've played one a good amount, and I really enjoy it. But I think I'm going to stick to computer-related content, such as PC games, maybe a little bit of Fortnite sprinkled in there from my PlayStation. Maybe I'll even do some live streams and talk to you guys personally through there, cause I'm all about streaming, in my opinion. What about you?
Streaming is something I'll have to do when I can build up the skill to talk to other people better, and which is it's shouldn't take that long considering I am in theater class and I'm actually working on a play right now. So it'll definitely get me more sociable and able to interact with others. But I think streaming would be a lot of fun to do. So it is something I plan to do in the future, maybe even collab.
Yeah, I love collabs. Collabing with other creators, which I do have a few in the works right now. You probably know one of my when I before I made the switch to Doodles, my old channel was Karmicide, and my videos sucked. They were cheeks, they were booty. I did collab with one person, and I think he changed his channel name. I'm Not sure. I haven't talked to him in a while. But I have a few other people that I kind of want to collab with, and one of them actually is a VR YouTuber. They make gorilla tag related content, which we might have him on the next episode of the Off the Edge podcast. So that's fun. Yeah. So I really think that's it for the first episode of the podcast. What do you think?
I think it has been fun talking to you, sir, and I hope that anybody watching this has laughed once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice. That's all we need. Maybe drop a like, maybe subscribe, maybe leave a comment. You don't really have to. I don't really care. But just know if you don't subscribe, I will explode the bomb I planted in your house. Goodbye.